What's up, guys? NYK31 here. Merry Christmas. This is my Christmas present to my viewers and the community. For Verts with a twist. We've all seen it, we've all run it, we've all had to stop it, but the game doesn't really do this concept justice, so I'm going to show you how to take the standard old garden variety for Verts and put a more authentic NFL style and run and shoot twist with, of course, real life um, concepts and scheming to illustrate how it is done and how to best apply it to the game. While 4 Verts is a very good play, it's just kind of bland and there's so much more you can do with it. What do we have here? This is how you see 4 Verts run, both in the run and shoot and also often in the NFL. Peyton Manning has been doing this for years and years and years, as well as you'll find this concept in Sean Payton's offense as well. Norv Turner puts this particular kind of run and shoot twist to the 4 Verts concept, where you still have one fixed seam read, either Y or H or whoever you label the receivers. In a typical set, you will have X going left to right, X, H, Y, or Z, or X, W, Y, or Z, whatever the terminology it is, and whatever offense it is based on formation. But here's your typical 2x2. You have an outside release with the 2 vertical receivers. You have your inside seam by Y as well as Z, but the difference here is that 3 out of the 4 options, and you also have to leak out by the halfback, either a delayed route or a in route or an out route. Sometimes the halfback has an option route where he can break up the field on a short little hook, a out, or an in. But the outside receivers, if the coverage leverage is either to a point where they can't beat their man vertical, they will break their routes back depending on down and distance. And the opposite slot receiver, whoever he is, he will have several options based on coverage and based on down and distance as well. If he can get vertical, he'll go straight down the seam, but he can also break his route to a quick slant, an in, or a post, or a comeback. In the game, there are some ways to get to this, which I'll show you, both from plays that currently exist, but also through hot routing. It's a little bit limited, but it can be done, and it can be done with a limited amount of adjustments, and also in a way that will help you add more variability to this play, as most people are conditioned to expect streak routes in long yardage situations, and if you can throw them a little curveball by having those routes break off at the first down marker in those 2nd and 15 or 12 or 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15 situations, you can throw a wrinkle at your opponent that they're not quite expecting. In NCAA, this is the closest play that mimics that concept. You have the clear outs run from left to right by square, triangle, and circle, and the X icon is your option route seam read, where he will break his route off to he'll either run the seam, or he will break his route off to a post or a curl route, and you have that check down underneath. Based on what I think the coverage is, I'll also hot and smart route to fades, outs, curls, slants, or ins for the outside guys, and leave the triangle as the fixed seam read for this given play. Levels divide. You can find this in the Saints playbook, the Broncos, the generic West Coast playbook. I think it's in the Giants playbook and Texans. I'm not quite sure. and I think it's in the Packers, but I'm not quite sure. I might be wrong on that. But it's definitely in the Colts and in the Saints. And you have less hot routing to do here. You have the X icon running a seam post option route, and the circle running a streak, or he'll break his route off to the sideline, and I will hot route triangle to a seam route, and then I will break off squares route either out, in, a slant, leave that little shallow in on, or release him vertically upfield. Otherwise, you'll have to get to the concept by hot routing out of base for verts out of either spread or trips. Greg McElroy, how do you do? Before that corner turns around, and Greg McElroy sucks. Before that corner turns around, lead him away from him. Could you lead him inside? It's risky because if he's aware and he turns and he can make a play on the ball. This is the safer throw. Back is turned, lead into space. All he can do is face guard. So he has a much harder throw inside. Much harder throw. It's a makeable throw, but make sure you have the guy who can do it. He's not facing the ball. He wins inside. All he can do is face guard. Keller lays out. That's brutal. That's nice. Real nice job. Now let's say he's catching on to those seam routes. That's where your option routing and hot routing comes in. You can do stuff like this. Smart route that out route to the wide side. Throw that curl. You can hit the out route if it's there. Or you can do a double out route here. Double outs. Throw on the cut. If you're facing one of these douchebags who does stuff like this. Use your eyes, throw to where they ain't. Lead him inside. Face guard, Braylon makes the catch. You can also do something like this. Same look. Run the in. There's no way to really audible to a deep post. That has to suffice. That's my deep post substitute, I guess. Ball's in the air right now. And the corner is still not turned around. What if he's a real turd and does this? You got your check down. Or you can do this. Throw a slant right underneath it. Let's say he hooks the defensive tackle. He likes to do that. You can run a double out concept here. One shallow, one deep. I ran out of field. If I had this ball on a hash, it would have worked. He breaks on the shallow out, which leaves the deep out open. I was able to get the ball over him. I just ran out of field. You gotta watch out for that. This will work as well. Curl to flat, curl deep out combo. He sinks on this underneath route. Out is open. So you just have to catch on to the douchebag tendencies and adjust your game plan accordingly. Let's take cover 6. It's a 3 deep coverage. It's a split field coverage. You have them outnumbered. 3 deep cannot cover 4 guys running deep. Whatever this safety does is going to be wrong. He's on him. This guy will be free. Whatever he does will be wrong. He's in a bind. If he takes him, he's open. If the LB, if you're playing a user who carries this guy is still open. Let's say you're playing someone like me who will have a deep zone here and user a safety to take off this. What do you have? You have a mile of space for this. So you just throw the ball where they ain't. Against a straight cover 3. Whoops, what am I doing? Let's stay in that. Why not? Again, you have the same deal by, audible the safeties deep. And, I have the check down there. I audibled everybody deep by accident. But you see the safe check down. But again, in a cover 3, you have 4 versus 3. The safety will always be wrong. If someone is catching on to your seams and users to take away one of the seams, again, you have, against a cover 3, middle of the field closed, you can do a curl out combo like that. Take which one is not picked up, or a seam out combo. Because that slot guy has to be accounted for first. You can do an outside release fade. You just hit it right in this window here. Once someone starts getting sick of that, and they do stuff like this, then it's track meet time. McWhite doesn't have the gun there to get it through. And I'm not going to test Cromartie with Curly there. I'll take my chance against Kyle Wilson. Thank you very much. You have a bunch of options versus cover 4 as well. You can do a double out contact here, a high-low. You freeze this this defender, which will open that up. You can break the play off into the middle. You can do high-low with a backside out as well. He's got to carry the seam, and that opens up the out. You can run a double in concept, one in behind another. There's a lot of variables you can do to make this look and make this play a lot more of a headache to defend. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a very Merry Christmas. I am out until the new year. Peace.